Hello, internet friends. My name is Bay. The Forehead is here for one last installment in the Remedy Games trilogy of Alan Wake 1 into Control into Alan Wake 2. We are on the Lake House DLC or Expansion 2 of Alan Wake 2. And this might be the last chunk. Let's see what happens when we start exploring here.
Typewriters. Please don't let this be what I think it is.
As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away. 100% bad news.
This is all the... They do have... Oh yeah, these are the black powder or the black rock power. Yeah, these things are supposed to send out like the black rock waves to keep stuff in check, but obviously they're not on. Are they on? Are they not on? God, that's a weird sound. That is so unique. That one's broken. It's clearly the amount of pages they're pushing out. God, that's so weird, man. What a unique audioscape. How many typewriters is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 9 or 10 in a row? It's 10. So there's 60 in this room? Not all of them are working. I think there are 60 in total. Okay, that door might be interactable. The automatic typing device chamber. The break room where we came from. Security clearance 2. We've got some rooms we can go into. Yeah, these were the offices we've already looked in. Do not make manuscript pages. We'll make the copies. Another room we can't get into yet. God, it's so weird. Holy. Okay, let's try over here first. It's analog chat GPT. Kind of, but it's AW. It's 1010. It's 1010 even here. Even the lake house is 1010. Dang. Maybe there is a 3-second tease in this DLC, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Sure. We got some redacted documentation here. Okay. It's about a year ago or so. Progress report, typewriter brand investigation. Investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for redacted and the ADTs continues to be unsuccessful. It's multiple words. The subject's also smooshed out too. It's the same concept except this model is focused on a single writer. Yeah. 100%. No, it definitely is. It's just also a lot more awkwardly nefarious because this stuff can come true. ChatGPT can give you a terrible recipe for like macaroni and cheese or something like that, but you have to create it just because it spits it out doesn't mean it goes into reality, whereas these pages do that. Yeah, sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing house, result no use for information. Wake's agent refused to discuss client matters. Wake's spouse refused to discuss, so that's before she tricked Alan. Redacted, result no useful information. Who did they talk to? That's that much of a redacted line. That's not like a Wake's blah blah blah. It's Wake's something. What is that? And checking all available online interview publication elements pertaining to Alan Wake. No useful information. Wake's subreddit on the internet. I don't know. The relevant team will continue to explore alternate source of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter. See, this makes me think that the typewriter is actually not an object of power then. If they're under this impression that it's not, and it's just a typewriter, it's just a brand, make, and model or whatever, and that it's only proximity to the shadow in the lake that has anything happening. Very interesting. Or is it still an object of power because of Alan's interactions with it within the proximity of Cauldron Lake? Wake's online fan club. You forget that objects of power are created by emotion being poured into them. Oh yeah, they're self-actualized. Yeah. They're basically primals from like a Final Fantasy sense. My parents had a typewriter like this back in the day. The closed-bodied one. That one's got ink splashed all over it. Yeah, they're using this brand of typewriter right now, which is not the one that Alan uses. That's definitely not the one that Alan uses at all. It's such cool sound design. It's the shadow that's manifesting objects of power-like events rather than creating. Hey, well, that's altered world events, AWEs. Yeah. We're assuming it's Alan's typewriter, but wouldn't it be Zane's? That's still going on to the if Thomas Zane is even real, and if Thomas Zane is real, is Alan Wake just a character that Thomas Zane became after the death of his wife? But Barbara, who I totally was not connecting, is the old woman. But Thomas Zane, like Alan Wake killed Barbara Jagger, which was Thomas Zane's wife. Which also just might be that Thomas Zane was just a different version of Alan. Because we know there are different versions of people, especially because of Tim. Tim and Sean. And the other version of... There's multiple versions of him, so... But who was phone? No, who was on first? Yeah, these... Is there a phone ringing in the next room? Ah. Post-it notes. Dr. Marmon here to remind you to put 1% effort today. I think the security guard broken. May have snapped or something too. I don't know if that's just these machines beeping. They're erroring out. Error C1, C8. Are these the monitoring devices for ground floor offline? Sub-level security affected is red. We're in red. Okay, that's not good. Well, all right, we got another audio recording. Back in January 2022, so well over a year plus ago, Project Arbutus research notes content of Wake manuscript. We've begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters of its story. She was okay, so she figured it out, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The problem is, unless you're Saga Anderson, who is a seer of potentially Norse god mythology made real, so not even mythology, Norse history, if you want to take that context, she knew the story was happening around her and only barely fell to it in that one episode, but she overcame its influence. Whereas anyone else, I think once you become part of the story and you're being written as a character in the story, isn't that a self-fulfilling thing? And you can't do anything about it at that point because you're not special like Saga? Like, isn't she just screwed? Like, once you know you're in the story, that's whatever is written about you now will become, that's real. Do we know how old Alan was in 2010? Alan Wake's canonical age? I'm not sure. Yeah, at least 4 Bright Falls AWEs also happened. Yeah, Kiran said that when she was driving here. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflicts this last year. That's because the book was writing about it, so that's, again, self-fulfilling. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get this information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I can not believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC, and if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? Therein lies the conundrum. And the circular reasoning around free will versus preordained actions. My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that, though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, their love, or animosity are theirs to control? So, okay, so she was figuring it out, even though her figuring it out, if it was written that she figures it out, then did she figure it out? All right, big double doors, I guess. Wait, that's still listed as point of interest? Why? Because there was... Just because there was something here? Is there more here? Maybe there's more here later. Do I have to come here and get a part or something? I have to come back here and get a part. Unless Alan is as old as Tor and Odin, it couldn't have been him. Yeah, I don't know if we know how old Alan is. Oh, good. Paint time. I don't think we can fight the paint monsters yet. Oh, maybe we'll fight zombies instead? Oh.
Shit.
Emergency seek shelter. We can shoot zombies. We get the shotgun? These are just FBC agents.
Never say no to extra firepower.
Another layer would add be... Another layer to add would be... Does the person being written about... Oh, is the person being written about backfill the personality changes since human memory is terrible? Well, human memory is more reconstruction oriented instead of replicating.
Back where I started.
Oh, I'm looped.
Spatial recurrence.
Oh, I'm
Usually observes the law of 3.
I'm freaking looped, man. Shit. I think once I started listening to that that film reel.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way.
I wonder if this is the same.
Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats.
It's the
Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard...
Yeah, these are the exact same, I think.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece.
So we have to fight Rudolph Lane, or we gotta like free him?
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript.
Oh, I didn't listen to the other... I didn't click the thing, did I? Not know if I can go back. Was there... There was an... Oh, shit. Was there another... Was there another tape I didn't click? Oh, no! I don't think I unlocked anything. Wasn't there a tape in that room? Or am I stupid? Am I not remembering? Am I in a loop? I'm stuck on something? There's nothing here. I don't know if I can kill these paint monsters. It's so creepy. Well, if we're in a loop, it'll be there when we go back.
Is contrived
Is this the same?
overlap, rebounded on itself,
This is new.
compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release.
Or Diane.
Is contrived overlap, rebounded on itself. Compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled.
Is this paper? This? Oh my God! I'm on the chair. Kiran, calm down.
Out of control. The pressure kept building.
Maybe these are the same.
Looking for release.
So, I wonder if there's gonna be anything different with the freaking game, man. Anything different with the typewriters now? Maybe? Oh, son of a bitch.
Shadow is here.
Oh. Shadow dudes.
Flashlight.
Okay. Sure, I guess. I don't know why I can't. That hurts so bad. They're not popping when their shield goes down. Ow. God, everything does so much damage. Son of a... Like, I'm shining my light at him. God, it's so weird. It's like on their like shoulder, kind of, or in their guts. The big boy coming. Hey, you have a... What the hell? What the heck? Look at this guy. Hey, bud. That meant to mean you're armored because you have a hazmat suit on?
Had been corrupted. Shit just kept getting worse.
Just don't drop anything. I still feel like the aiming of the flashlight is weird on mouse and keyboard. Apparently it is way better on controller because it auto aims when you're using the flashlight, or like it has stickiness, whereas I have to do it all manually myself. Also, the red light is very hiss-ish, but these aren't hiss. These are taken. Yeah, I don't have clearance for this yet, so I still can't go in there. Oh, we have a... We use flares for these. Way better on our battery economy. Not a total complete loop. There's different stuff in here. Is this still a point of interest? It is. Oh, that was a container? Oh. Hello? Move? Oh, I only got one more bandage, so whatever. They don't really heal her that much, so. So we have shadow goobers. Okay, got some batteries. Battery, I guess. We still can't open any of the other doors. Right? They both require 2. Okay. There's something weird with the controls that if I'm holding down move forward, when I come out of the menu, it's not moving me forward. I have to let go and then re-hit move forward. Yeah? You guys getting gooey? You gotta fall out of the wall? Oh, can you even walk past the Blackrock fire break? Well, you could because you're beyond it. I'm assuming the last loop is gonna have The paint guys come to life. I don't have the weapon that can attack them yet, though, or hurt them. Kiran doesn't get any, like, collectibles, so I don't know if I'm missing stuff. Or if she collects things. Is this the same?
September 12th, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory.
This is different?
I believe it manifested
Maybe not.
inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic.
Yeah, it's the page she finds that she doesn't submit.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talent.
Okay, is there still...
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
I keep coming back to this page.
This is new, though.
The author's clearly awake. It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing. A coward can't stand risk. But science is risk. For me, this is proof that we are going in the right direction. I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to lead to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand. I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake.
Okay.
It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from... A coward can't stand risk.
Thanks.
Science is risk. For me, this is proof that we are going in the right direction.
Okay.
I just...
Yeah, each of these was different each loop, which is neat. These service shelter hatches, we used them in the in Jessie's DLC when she was talking to the alien. Whoa, 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 whoa. We have a flare. 2 grenades, though. We have 2 flares. Never mind. A grenade.
I keep coming back to this page.
I wonder if the blood splatters are different on the floor each loop. Okay, is there more shadowy dudes? Well, the darkness is in this loop. None of the typewriters are working. Also, it looks like the typewriters go on forever. It's like when you look in a mirror that looks in a mirror. Definitely more than 10. Oh, good. This is creepy. Awesome. Let's go. Is there one typewriter typing? I assume we get to the edge, it's gonna blur out. Yeah, okay. So we're in dark place version? Oh no, they're echoing the noise. They are working, okay. They're just being creepy about it. Got it. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Endless desks to type on. The horror. This is pretty wild. There we go.
What is that?
And it's gone? Okay. I'm in an overlap? third loop is an overlap? Holy shit. Need a light cube. Would seem. Of
Ugh, locked.
course it is.
Maybe there's another way in.
Oh, this version of the floor I'm on doesn't have. I'm off. I'm in nowhere land. Okay. Yeah, fabricating wake pages. Yeah, Rudolph Lane, painter, forced to paint. So did Rudolph turn him into the painting? Did Rudolph just like dive into the, covered himself in paint and just slam himself against the canvas and then become a paint blob? Okay, this door, maybe? Ah, okay. Ah, paint goo. Only use this lever once the core is properly connected. There's no connection here. Oh, am I turning off the power for this to... Oh, no, power is on. I have clearance 1. Oops. Clearance 1 me? Be deep. Oh, there's a whole bunch of paint goo in here. This is just going outside, but it's going to turn off the power in here, is it not? Of course it is. This is so creepy, man. It's so good. Blending the elements of control and actually going... Or where we put this bad boy? Or are we turning off... But why would I have to go in the room at all? There's no place to port this. Making the elements of control more horror-y works so well, even if control itself isn't a horror game. So what do I do?
Huh. Controllable shifting phenomena.
Oh. She has the saga mechanic. Oh, okay. She has, yep. All right. This needs power to open. Very neat. Very similar to the classroom horror genre, making a seemingly familiar setting horror, in this case, office space. True. Yeah. Well, I just meant like... Control itself is creepy, but it's not like a horror game, right? This is space within Control. But clearly is very horror game. Oh, and I need to get both of these. That one's broken. So is having both of these and then pulling the lever again? Because this is no longer... That doesn't go outside. Or to the other part of the room. So you still want to have both of these plugged in? Unless there's a plug out here now? There's a switch, but that switch has been cut off. That switch is not connected to anything? But putting this one back over here and turning back on the power means there'll be a power core over there when it's connected again, I guess? Is that part of the puzzle? So it will be connected when we go back through this? So now that is connected. Now this will work. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Give me the horror stink. Let's get on with it. Oh, good. Oh, good. Perfect. Just what I needed. Still off the map. Oh. Hello, painter man.
You again. What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you?
That makes sense.
You said marmots before. Do they do this? Where are they now? Tell me where they are.
Oh, I guess you only get to ask like 2 questions. Or maybe you have to ask Alan Wake
It's fixated
first.
on the marmots. What did they do?
They turned him into paint, clearly. Or he turned himself into paint. I didn't get a better security clearance. So, I don't know where... I never know what questions to ask in what order, because clearly... Alright, shifting phenomena, spatial reoccurrence, back where I started. Yep. But now I'm back in the elevator. I still don't have the key card for 2. Do we go back upstairs? Maybe the painting will be Rudolph the gooeyed up painting? Maybe we can go to 2 now? Maybe we can go to 2 because Rudolph shifted down here. Yeah, level 2 was just Rudolph at the end of the hallway, so maybe we can go to 2 now.
A threshold is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now,
Yeah.
they all have their own rules, strange as they are. But the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
It's a really long elevator going up 1 floor.
Sublevel 2.
Yeah, so now we actually have a sublevel 2.
Lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
This is the holding and observation.
Lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
Lift the level-wide lockdown. Oh, hello. How you doing, Shadow Bud? Multiple shadow buds? Many shadow buds? Well, they're all locked in right now. Because we're on lockdown. All right. Well, 3. Is that a pie plate? There's no pie? Well, when we lift the lockdown, all these dudes are going to come out. Clearly.
We're shaded. Hope that glass is thick.
It's a neat horror trope. Seeing the enemies you have to eventually fight, but knowing that you have to fight them because that's how you progress.
I wonder what happened here.
Is that a manuscript page or just a document? Work order. Wall removal and transport. Sublevel 2, Lane's cell. Marmont Jewels are ordered by. Work required. A section of cell's southern wall needs to be removed for transport to sublevel 5 for analysis. Urgency high. Tools required. It's not my job to know which tools you use to cut concrete walls. It is your job. Additional details important. The wall must be removed very carefully. The painting on the interior side of the wall must not be damaged. So just take it down to sublevel 5, which we're trying to get down to eventually. Art, writing, painting, music, poetry. Poetry doesn't work, so rhymes work. Sculpture. So poetry wasn't working. Art, dancing, movies, TV, theater, puppets, martial arts. What about Night Springs? Yeah, what about Night Springs? Night Springs is a controlled propaganda arm of the Federal Bureau of Control that Alan Wake used to write for. He used to write scripts for, which is what the Night Springs DLC is. Not art. Why? What about cooking, baking, knitting, speaking, rock stacking, bullshit, charts, hide this? Deals, sewing, graffiti? Didn't know how to spell graffiti. I like that. That's funny. Well, clearly... Oh, do you think... I think Rudolph clearly has mixed his blood with paint. Is that what I'm getting here? Is that it's either his or someone else? He was bleeding potentially all over the place, and his blood mixed with painting, and that's why he's now a painting blood monster? Sure. Could be.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it. Saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
Okay, so Jules, because of what the story was writing, went a little cocoa nuts. He started carving into Rudolph, I guess. So it could be both of their blood now, not just the painter's blood. Map updated. Oh, it's when she writes notes. Cell wall removed. The lake house AWE. I mean, yeah, this whole thing is definitely an AWE, that's for sure. Oh, we got here. Project Ramnus. Subject condition report redacted. So it's in response to something. Background information: Rudolph Lane, subject P, subject painter, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining requests to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. This is a tip for being taken. It was happening to Alex Casey. At least some of this verbiage does sound similar. Subject's attitude towards art has also undergone change recently. He is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated and sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it is completed. In the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether the sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing, or a source of genuine artistic interest is unknown. In current situation, as of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively halted all research. While the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings, they estimate that there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. So actions to be taken. Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head research and project leader, suggested that a high dose of be introduced to the subject's food to cure his Wah! If the subject's attitude does not improve, then low doses of will be introduced in order to improve his compliance. Yeah, so they started drugging him. Oof.
I can't paint anymore. I know you want me to paint, but I can't. I'm empty.
Rudolph, no. You love to paint. And you are such a talent. This is just a classic artist slump.
No, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave.
Ah, Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember?
Mm-hmm.
We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did.
Ah!
Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that.
No, that's... I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint.
Ah, this is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew you would come back to your old self.
Chat brings up an interesting point. He sounds like a Nazi. I was thinking they were Finnish at first, because usually the live action stuff is all just Finnish actors, because Sam Lake's a hack, and also Finnish. But and then I was like, maybe they're French, because Jules and Marmont. But then wasn't there in Control, we learned about an ex-Nazi scientist that was brought on. I think that was obviously only in Control. We learned about that scientist there. I don't think there's crossover here, but it is interesting because if you go back to, it's usually like Indiana Jones movies, the somewhat cartoonification, if you will, of those people from history. It did kind of sound like that. Jules did anyway, right? Like the obviously kind of Dick Dastardly mustache twirling kind of voice. That's what that kind of gave off those vibes. Yeah. Well, he had big chunks of blackstone shielding in his room, but the accent, just Jules though, right? Just Jules' accent sounds very German, maybe. Well, we already have information that the FBC did appropriate scientists from different walks of life, if you will. So, who was in this cell? Dude, it's Ed! Holy shit! Ed's here? Damn it. Okay. Well, I don't know if we can get in the room. Can we? I don't know if we can get in the room with him. We can obviously see him. Holy. Just Jules. But he isn't old enough to be. That's true. That's true. He's not old enough to be from that timeline. Retrieval order. Acquisition team is hereby approved to acquire additional research subjects. Research subjects. For ongoing study related to Project Arbutus at the Lake House facility. Prioritize outcomes as ordered below. Both subjects brought to the Lake House for study. Yep. Yeah, Tammy Booker. Her work is more commercially successful, thus more likely to yield results based on proven cases. And Edward Booker, less successful than, Tamitha. I don't think I've ever heard that name before. Very unique. But theater is more widely recognized as art than true crime novels. Observe the subject at a distance and only move to acquire if the opportunity arises. Under no circumstances can this operation draw the attention of local law enforcement. Signed, Dr. Diana Marmont. So I wonder if they scooped up the Bookers when they flew in and scooped up Alan. But we also know that Alan really never made it to containment here, clearly. Because reasons. They just brought him to the sheriff's station and that's where he was, and then that wasn't actually Alan, it was Scratch the whole time. Subject's writing must feature darkness, water, Jules and Diana, the lake house, and conflict. Did anyone explain any of this to him? Oh, what has he been writing? Subject writing must feature. I wonder if he... I wonder if it wasn't explained to him properly and he was just writing stuff. I wonder if none of it did anything.
Finally, someone who isn't a painting.
Oh, hi, Eddie. Oh, I can talk to him through this little... Okay. Hi, Ed.
Hey, hello. Who are you?
Sorry, got a flow going. Can we do this later?
I wonder if he's just writing his own stuff and has nothing to do with any of the stuff that they're trying to get into, right?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kiran Estevez. I'm with the government and I need your name.
I'm Ed Booker,
Yo.
the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Yes, can you please stop with all the death and murder and blood and paint monsters?
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity.
Correct.
That makes way more sense.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business too. And look, the sets, the costumes, all great in that, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15, 20%. Just some professional advice.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods,
Yep,
I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, I've had this block lately, and filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up.
Mm-hmm.
Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Oh, is he... Maybe he is writing in Alan's style. He is pretty delusional. Yeah, but, he's a playwright. That's the joke.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
Uh-huh, got it. Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Something tells me Tammy is dead. He is on some high-quality copium.
Shadow monsters represent capitalism, which means the flashlight is the power of the artist.
Uh-huh.
Sheer creativity tearing through the shadowy cloak of corporate cookie-cutter bullshit.
Yeah.
Killer metaphor. This is good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Smells a little clipped, but you can work with that. Short, to the point, visceral metaphors, dark imagery. Government is spreading darkness, trying to control the uncontrollable.
Uh-huh.
It speaks to climate change, oppression, the disenfranchisement of immigrant minority populations.
Sure.
Lots of heavy themes in a dark sci-fi wrapper. Love it.
The weird thing is, even if there are obviously civilian casualties due to research assistants or subjects, if you will, a lot of what the FBC is doing is clearly good. It's, a shadowy government organization, blah, 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 whatever you want to tie to it. But they are actually trying to contain this shit so it doesn't warp all reality and just plunge all of everyone into gooey paint darkness or shadowy darkness or red hiss floating alien darkness. So they are actually trying to help. They are also trying to control it. And could that be used in a way to be, who knows? But like the Night Springs propaganda machine is, which now it makes you like turn the mirror back on yourself. Has that been going on now for as long as you've been alive with certain pieces of, remember the court cases that came out a couple of years ago about the ex Area 51 interviews about aliens, and if there are aliens, that if humanity has aliens or whatever, right? Was that IRL Night Springs for us to seed that into the ecosystem to make it be like, oh, it doesn't exist, it's total bunk, but then it's like totally real. So like, or what's up with all the I mean, Henry Green just made a video about it, which is sure, all the, like the weird drone sightings up north and stuff, stuff like that. You're reading into the lines just as much as Ed. Well, that's what the game is. That's the game's point. And life imitates art, imitates life. So how far do you go one way to how far do you go the other way? That's the whole point of these games. How much is the questioning of reality real or make-believe? Initial review, re Booker's writing. The first piece of content produced by the subject is severely disappointing. It is not remotely similar in content to the Wake pages we provided as reference. Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? And what is happening at the end? What the hell is in the sky? Okay, this is a commentary on the first game. Did anyone brief Booker on the concepts he has to write about? The lake house, the shadow. We need him to match Wake's style exactly. It's not going to work if he has no clue what he's writing about. That is Wake's style. That's what happened in the first game 13 years ago. Not for us 13 years ago. We only played it like a month ago, but we need to get this sorted. We need progress now. And why isn't he taking this seriously? When I spoke to him, he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are, whatever it takes. Yeah, well, good luck with that. We know what's up with the drones. It's a military project that's super classified. Uh-huh, sure. Who wants you to think that? See what I mean? But that's the rabbit hole these people go down. And what side of it is true? Will we ever know? Is the truth right in our face? Is it not in our face? Is it being told to us in subterfuge, or is it being told to us in a way to make us think that it's also bunk, so we shouldn't think about it anymore, but it's also very real? It's just the situation that some of this stuff sits in. And where do these situations make inspiration for art? Right? Like, look at where Lord of the Rings came from, what Tolkien wrote about. That's due to the situation with the war he was living in. And all those things were allegory or metaphor for what he was actually seeing in the real world. And that's where Lord of the Rings came from. So, life, art, and life. Yeah. Yeah. So ARB EB001 assignment, continue the story from page ID AW002. This was upstairs, I think. Oh, this is to match the tone, style, and content. They gave him a page to replicate. The crack was an emotional one. The line right through their marriage, their foundation, their lake house. These thoughts and more flooded Jules' mind as he stared out through the lakeside cottage windows. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rain-heavy clouds hung low, weighed down with the burden of purpose. Diana sat in her favorite desk chair, staring out across the lake's rippling surface. He watched the breeze catch her acorn hair. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. This is neat. I wonder if this is Sam Lake's American English handwriting. You think he would be that much of a dingus to put his own handwriting in the game? I mean, probably. Yes. Do I think? Yes. Do I think? Yes. Jules looked away, flustered and annoyed with himself for letting her affect him in this way. He grabbed the bottle of red wine, poured himself a generous serving. And he kept pouring, his mind distracted by a thought. How did we get here? They abandoned the lab, running an experiment. Then they were here. Why? He remembered thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack. But he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was flowing over the rim of his cup, though he didn't even notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side of the lake, like light hitting glass. The sort of thing you only notice if you were looking at it. He felt like he had seen something like this before, but where? Jules! Diana's cry snapped Jules back to the present. She was staring up at the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran out the door to his wife. So is it like the big shadow vortex thing that happened at the end of the first game? And apparently that this is just what happened to Alice and Alan. In a different way, but it's definitely a reimagining of what happened in Alan Wake 1. Because outside the cabin was a dark presence. That's when Jules fell in. And at the very end of the game, you're out there jumping on platforms flying up this weird tornado above the lake. And then, lo and behold, there was no house the whole time. Is the password really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? You fucking kidding me? Did they not want to make a... They didn't... They really didn't want to make another number password question? Or the people down here were so pissed off with the change your password every day thing? Holy shit. We can have weekly gossip calls, promise. This is between Watterson and Craig. You really did that? Diana is gonna slit his throat if she finds out. Those two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night. He told me Jules is withholding wake pages from Diana's team. He told her they went missing. Crazy shit. We read about this upstairs. So they didn't go missing? Clearly not. Paula mentioned you two were thinking about asking for a transfer. Really leave me here all alone? Jules sent out a memo asking us to spy on his wife's project. Remember when we made fun of his stupid project names and science factoids? Simpler times. Missing Blackrock, Pi Day, sensitivity reminder, security reminder. This is between, I guess, just two agents on this level, Craig and Watterson. Are they the two corpses we see? They had pie. They had pie. I think the pie was altered or something. Clearly. Like, is it one of them right there? God, and the whole time you're in this room, you got all the weird noises from the Taken in these rooms. Yeah, of course it didn't go missing. Smiley face? Mr. Hand? Mr. House, sorry? It's a Fallout reference? That's a stretch, but that's something. Holy.
Well, there's the elevator. How do I get in?
So these are the maintenance crew that came to work on the wall? There's so many. There's like 10 people. I don't have enough battery for that. Bathroom? Bathroom me? Oh, good. Dripping water in a bathroom? That's a great sound. Can we open these like we can in Control? We cannot. Okay. They're also all apparently occupied? No, I can't tell. Red and green? I guess not. The dripping water effect in the bathroom is definitely creepy. Deer Fest was just around the corner. Oh, side note check. Is Deer Fest actually real? Does somewhere actually celebrate Deer Fest? In Washington? Washington State in the US? Or is it like a Finnish holiday maybe? Ah! Post-it notes. Vandalized text. 0. Fuck you! I was so red. Did I get anyone? That was pretty good. That was pretty good. 100% effort. But also, sticky notes. I wonder if we'll fight the sticky note altered item in can I blast them with light through the wall? Will that work? Nope. So no zombies. That lady just wanted her pistachios, man. There's gotta be something with this pie. Once we started seeing the stuff about Pie Day, it was over. There was something going on with the pie. Oh, okay. You get a save spot before all the combat. Very good. I know I play this stuff slow because I'm talking about and soaking it all up and whatever, but this is... I mean, you can probably fly through all this pretty quickly if you're not internalizing and reading everything. But this is a pretty chunky DLC considering it's quite interwoven. Great. Nothing. Cool. No extra batteries. I only have 8 charges left. We've got 2 flares, 2 grenades. Okay. Art is for analysis, not for admiration. Stay focused on your work. Yeah. But clearly the security guard started doodling cats, so that may be how the sticky notes have started spreading. The control center. You don't say. The reflection in the window is so on purpose because of the thermos over there. Yeah, glug glug glub. Is there someone locked in here too? Go check every desk because you never know when something's gonna be on a desk. You can actually see this researcher's face. It's just a person. Clearance card 2. God, that opens up so much game. Potentially. So much story.
Card. Sorry, but I need this.
Ah! Hey! What the fuck? Don't you big daddy me? I got big daddied? So was that Diana or Jules? Which one of them was right there? Walking at the end of the hallway. Did you see him? I definitely did. Yo, bullets, but you know, sure, whatever. Probably Jules. I think this was her wing, yeah? Oh, Diana is totally dead. Oh, 100%.
How many paintings did they have this guy make?
Too many. Catalog of Rudolph Lane production from painting session on... So, Rudolph Lane 342. So all just have a different number. 342, 169, 170, 524. Okay. We have a password to figure out here, I imagine. Designation: black circular shape among yellow lines. An uneven circle painted in dark black in the foreground with jagged yellow, brown, mustard lines behind it. Lines sometimes overlap with each other and or bleed into the black circle. Designation: lone tree at night. A dark green tree pine standing in a dark landscape, presumably night. Empty road in the forest. A dark gray streak across the dark green landscape, presumably a forest at night. The gray streak is likely to be a road due to its location, color, and way its width reduces in line with perspective. A small white shape in the road could be a page of writing by Alan Wake. Relevant teams have been informed and are searching for this site now to attempt page retrieval. Holy crap, could you imagine? Yellow crescent shape on black canvas, a curved yellow shape and a roughly crescent shape painted onto an otherwise empty canvas, possibly a crescent moon or banana. Banana. Unfinished piece. Red, yellow, and green circle. 3 uneven circles. 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 green, roughly arranged in a vertical line. Background is black and gray, with dark red streaks along the border of the canvas, possibly a traffic light. We did find a traffic light fixture in Control. We had to play red light, green light with it. We did have to do that. Uh-huh. Cityscape with blue-gray sky. Gray vertical shapes, likely the skyline of a city, in the bottom third of a canvas with a vivid blue-gray sky. Geometric shapes painted in thin white lines can barely be made out among the colors of the sky. So he was potentially painting the hadrons from space? The geometric aliens? Black void, a deep black void covering the entire canvas with a few small specks of dark or light gray able to be seen on close inspection. So the shadow, the swirly darkness, the dark presence. Large variety of black spirals, large number of rough spirals painted in black, ranging in size from that of a quarter to that of a baseball, though the canvas appeared quite covered. It is black, a blank inside from the spirals. The spiral symbols seen to go to the writer's room. Brown shape with horns. A brown shape, vaguely triangular, with what is presumably horns extending from the shape, likely an animal head, possibly a deer or elk, black background. The Cult of the Tree masks. Or the board with antlers. No idea. All right. What's the password going to be? Holy shit. What's the clue? It's still 6 numbers. The first 2... Oh, or first 4. Do we think it's... What is it? Oh, upstairs. Oh, was 07... Was 0713, 0714? We think that's the clue? Oh, no. How do we even begin to parse? I mean, there's bold numbers. 42169 24 24 171 44 45 25. I guess they're categorizing them in different series. Well, there's 3 triple digit ones, 169, 170, 171. There are 3 20s. There's 524, 224, 225, and 3 40s. So we have 342, 44, 45. Do we just try like 24, 24, 25? Do we try 42, 44, 45? Is that the clue? Because the 170, 171, that could all, and 169, there's too many numbers. It's 9 numbers. Or it's 6 in this pair. And there are 6 numbers on this page. Is it 169170?
Come on.
Okay. I don't know what the clue would be. There's no, where's the hint? Where's like the cipher? Oh my goodness. I mean, if it holds true from upstairs, there has to be a consistent number. I do love this about these puzzles, that there really isn't any hand holding specifically. Also, here's the black marker. What's the clue though, other than what we learned upstairs? That's just so many numbers to try out. Is there anything else in this room? Maybe there's something in this room that gives us a hint? Because we get the key code. Obviously, we're going to fight someone in here, yeah? Yep, okay. Well, maybe we'll find a code in this office. I don't know why the flashlight is so thin, man. Flashlight is so incredibly thin when you focus it. Okay, is there gonna be... I don't know how far back you want to go with trying to solve this. The hallway had the 0%. Another computer? Oh, this one doesn't have a password. Oh, today's password. I maintain that seeing a movie together does not begin a relationship. Today's password is the date of our special unforgettable anniversary plus brown shape with horns. Love you. Oh, so Greenberg and Watterson, or Watterson. Password policy 44 is right. Yeah, so I guess you'll be telling me you don't know when our anniversary is. Well, good luck with that. The Marms are losing it. The Marmonts, big surprise. I bet Diana set Jules' background to a big old turd or something. Once again, making their shitty marriage everyone else's problem. The password you sent didn't work. Black Void is 44, right? Let me list of Lane's paintings. I need to get in, or this is going to be a total waste of a Wednesday. Can you believe the new password policy? What security concerns are we even talking about? We're a fenced-off government bunker in the middle of nowhere. I think they're getting paranoid. Well, anyway, I set the security terminal's new password like the memo suggested. Our anniversary is the base numbers, then Black Void. And this is Trisha updates. She had valid concerns. That man is a tyrant. Speaking about safety is a reason to fire someone. Did the guy talking about the nut allergies get fired? I knew it. She is way too vocal in last week's all hands meeting. Just found out what happened to Trisha. Jules fucking fired her. So our anniversary, then Black Void. Black Void is 44. 44 is right, yeah. So I guess you're telling me you don't know when our anniversary is? Well, good luck with that. Today's password is the date to our special unforgettable anniversary plus brown shape with horns. So now it's anniversary and brown shape with horns. I maintain that seeing a movie together does not begin a relationship. Okay. I made that reservation for our anniversary, which I certainly never forget was a week from this Friday. Let's take separate cars from the office. Can't have the bosses see us leaving together, and that those hypocrites have banned inter-office relationships. Have a good day. Yeah, but writing it down kind of... I love how the blood splatter. A week from this Friday. Excuse me. Well, today's the 14th. Security and Technical Support Division, all departments update to computer password reset policy effective September 13th. All computer passwords must be reset daily to address concerns. Oh, this is just a reminder. It says do not use birthdays, the current date, or phone numbers. So this was the 13th when this took effect. We learned that today is the 14th, apparently. So a week from this Friday is the 23rd. Sorry, 15th, 22nd. My American brain thinks the Sunday should be over here, even though I do like Saturday, Sunday calendars like this. Usually it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday is, you know, over here. So 13th, 14th, so a week from this Friday. So we're talking. So 0922 and then the Deerfest mask. Oh 092225.
There.
Every door. I think I have to still open every door. Like one room at a time. Breach and clear style. All right, deactivate lockdown. Holy. Never mind, they all opened.
Lockdown lifted. You are now safe to resume working.
Estevez, come in.
Hello?
Sub-level 1. You copy?
No, turn back. Area is extremely hostile. Fucking radios. They're on floor 1. I'll need help.
They are all open. They are all... Okay, we're gonna use some grenades. We got some grenades. Mail, new mail. Safety concerns from T. Howard, between Howard and Kingston. Mr. Kingston, I thought we were reporting... Well, we were reported to the acting manager team in Kansas. I thought we were reported to the acting management team in Kansas. In Kansas? There's a facility in Kansas? I mean, it is Alien Alley. Crop circles and all that. I've reached out, even though crop circles are also fake. Are they all fake, though? What if they're not all fake? What if they were made to think they weren't fake, but some were real? Reached out to them about the issue multiple times and gotten no response. Even if they did respond, we all know we don't have the staff to investigate every internal issue after the oldest house went into lockdown. I believe the Marmonts are knowingly using the state of chaos to their advantage. Our treatment of research subjects is in clear violation of the Ash Act. These are punishable offenses. If you do not open the internal investigation, then I will resign. Oh, this is with Trisha. Hello, Miss Howard. Thank you for sharing your opinion. All facility operations and safety measures are under the purview of the head of research. If you have a complaint, please file it directly with them or contact the Bureau's acting management team in Dallas. There's a management team in Dallas. There's also an acting management team in Kansas. So you think that the big board in control is not AWEs, but all the different branches and departments? Oh, okay. Maybe both. It's probably both. Oh, man. No, I mean, I think I pay attention to the board and the investigation wing. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. All the different dots, but all the different... There must be a key somewhere in that room that I didn't understand at the time. That's why I want to play Control again. Going back to Control with all this knowledge now, because if you watch the Control playthrough, like, it takes, like, many episodes for me to start, like, clicking. But now going back and playing it, it would be wild to see all the different things that are explained that I didn't realize the connections back then. Man. Hello, Mr. Kingston. I'm writing because I have a serious concern about safety protocols being disregarded across the facility. I've collected a list of violations that I personally observed. I can send this to you. My opinion on the matter is that both Dr. and Dr. Marmon are driving this facility staff into progressively more reckless behavior. Good day. Good day. Security reminder and missing Blackrock. So, Trisha was fired because she had safety concerns. So is Trisha fired or fired? Out of a cannon, if you will. All right, well, holy shit. We have so many dudes to fight now. It is shotgun o'clock. It is definitely shotgun o'clock. Because I don't know how many dudes are out there. How many taken there are? Probably, I don't know, 12? 10 to 12? There were 3 to 4 in each room. And there were like 5 rooms. We also only have so much battery. We have 10 charges of battery. We have 2 flares. 2 grenades. All right. Well, the plot thickens. Now it says to get to the experiment site on Sublevel 5. Let's blast some of these dudes, and that'll be the end of this part. And then the next part will be the last part. Wonder how many I can get with 1 flare. Probably not a lot. I gotta save 1 flare for the wall. Oh my god, the wiggle on this boy. She do be reloading? Freaking flashlight, man. Gonna be so pinpoint with it. All right, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was there one down the hallway? Goodness. Probably could have used a grenade there, but I kind of want to save those. This is back to like Alan and them. I love how she can only carry 4 shells in 1 reload. There's so many little things with this game. The fact that like the reloading single shells, and like if you pick up shells with your hand, like shotgun shells, how many think you can hold? 3 or 4 probably before you drop them. So she only holds 4. She reloads 4 and grabs 2 more, reloads 2 more. That's such a nice little realistic touch. They didn't have to do that, but they did. All right. Let's start exploring and see where the story goes. 5 before I couldn't do anything with that hand. So 5 is too many, right? So 4 would be a good number. I've never reloaded a pump action shotgun before, so I'm just guessing here. But we've seen a lot of little details on how like the reloads work and how interactions happen, even to how we hold. I don't know where her flashlight. She's holding her flashlight against her. Oh, see her thumb? So Estevez isn't doing the underhand. She's doing because the shotgun is so much bigger. She's doing she has the flashlight against her thumb and the gun barrel. Yeah, you see her thumb right there on the left side. She's holding it against the gun. Little things like that are so cool in making each of these characters. Even like how Alan reloads the revolver, even though he reloads the revolver with a clip. I didn't know you could have a clip with a revolver where all 6 bullets are already in the little loader thing and you slam that in. Because he pushes them all out and then just puts them all in at once. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? All these little details. It's so cool. It's so, Remedy has too much fun. I'm sure the animators love those little details. You want me to do what? Hold shotgun shells almost realistically? Load them one at a time? Okay.